Hello. So this video is a continuation from the previous one where I broke down the 10 different categories of what it means to be successful, or at least my definition of success. So this video will be a demo of the app that I designed and built using Replit. And this will allow you to track all your progress in all different 10 categories. If you're not familiar with this software I just mentioned, it's called Replit. And I have zero coding experience. I've never built an app before. And this AI basically guided me through the entire process and coded everything for me. I just had to tell it what I wanted, and little by little, we chipped away. And eventually, now we got this, what I think is an amazing prototype. Again, it's a work in progress. So I guess I should just really emphasize that it's not this amazing app, but I think for it being my first app, it came out pretty good. So I'm going to show you guys on a screen recording what the app looks like. Give me just a moment. All right, so here we go. Now you can see what I see. I'm going to tap on this link, and here we go. So these are not my actual numbers. I was just kind of messing around right now, and I was just making sure the color coding was good. So yeah, just disregard those numbers. Those are not my actual numbers. If anything, actually, my numbers are a lot lower than this. But anyway, so this is the app. At the top, it says full bars. That's the name of it. And it says, today is June 29, 2025. Your current average is 35%. So it takes all 10 of these and it gives you your current average, kind of giving you a big picture overview, if you will. And I named the app Full Bars because, I mean, I don't want people to get like obsessive about getting all these numbers up, but I personally think it should be an ambitious goal for everyone to get these numbers to at least 70%. But the reason why it's called full bars is because I want to get these to 100% at least once in my life. Like, I mean, it seems unreasonable that you could ever keep it there for like more than a day, maybe a week at the most, but something's going to happen and then something's not going to be at 100. But even if I can just get it to 1 day of full bars, I can die happy at that point. But I would still consider myself very successful in all these different categories if it was at least 70% or higher. Now, my current numbers are a lot lower than this. I think if you were to average all of them out, I'm at like 20%. And I explained in the previous video like you know, why I'm being held back. And the thing that's holding me back the most is this right here. The financial component. Right now, I'm sitting at like 10% or like 11. That's being generous. But yeah, you see how it turned red? So this little slider thing, like if it's close to 70, it gets yellow. If you start to drop down too low, it's red. And yeah, if you're super low, it's just red also. So once you're above 70%, they turn green, kind of indicating you're doing great. Now, how do you get these numbers as high as possible? Well, I've noticed that this tracking system has kind of forced me to consider like how to optimize as much as possible. And so I would recommend you study your mind, study your habits and figure out how to dominate those bad habits, how to dominate your addictions and get rid of distractions and just like utilize your time more efficiently, time management. Utilize every resource available to you. There's so much information on the internet. Like you can find literally like the answer to 95% of your problems. They're on the internet. You just got to go look for them. But I think the one thing that has really helped me out, and it could probably help you out, if you haven't already, allow God into your life and just like collaborate with God. Like, ask him for help from time to time. And if you don't believe in God, a higher power, source creation, and just allow him to enter into your life and work together as a team, and watch how like little miracles will just like happen. I mean, this is an anecdotal experience that I'm sharing with you, and maybe it's a placebo, but I truly believe that if you allow God into your life and you ask him to help you, man, he'll show you favor and you'll reach some like superhuman potential, and you'll unlock like new levels. And who knows, man, maybe you will top out and max out and you'll get all full bars and you'll be able to keep it there for a really long time. But one thing I wanted to mention is, if you don't take action on any one of these categories, it's slowly just going to start diminishing. For example, friends, social bonds. If you don't call your friends, you don't hang out with them, or you don't even shoot them a text message, I mean, it takes weeks and months and sometimes years, but eventually you won't really be friends. You won't really have friends. So all of this stuff, especially money, if you're not taking action, you're just automatically going backwards. What I'm trying to say is there's no staying still. You constantly have to be taking action to either stay still or keep moving forward. Now, one thing I also wanted to mention is this app is free. I built it and I could have charged a lot. Well, not a lot of money. It's a prototype. It's still at the early stages. It's very bare bones. But I could have charged some money. I could have put it behind a paywall. The reason why I'm not doing that is because I've learned so much from YouTube over the years that it's time for me to give back. I'm constantly consuming content, consuming learning, just devouring information all day, every day, consuming. It's time for me to give back. It's time for me to contribute. And so I decided to create this and share it with the world. So if you want to get your hands on this prototype, and I do want to emphasize prototype because it might have some bugs and glitches. It's not perfect. It's very basic, very bare bones. This is just the first version. But if you want to download this, there's a link in the description of this video. Tap on that link and it's going to pull up in your browser. Now, this is not an actual app. You're probably like, well, why can't I just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store? It's not an actual app yet. This is a prototype. It's what engineers call a PWA, a progressive web app. So it's kind of like a prototype that goes through a web browser and it behaves like an app. And I'll show you how you can make it seem like an app right now. So here's what you're going to want to do. You go to the link in the description, right? Then it's going to pull up in your browser. It's going to look like this. Then if you're on Safari or whatever browser you're on, look for the icon that says share. And here's the one at the bottom for Safari. Then you're going to scroll down and see where it says add homepage. Tap on add homepage, add to homepage, or add to home screen. It's always something along those lines. And then you type in the name of the app, full bars. And when you hit add, it'll pop up in your home screen. So then you can just put it, I would suggest you put it somewhere at the front where all the other cool and important apps are. And now when you tap on it, it'll open up like, and it'll behave like an actual app. All right. So check it out. How often do you update this thing? Whenever you feel like it, whenever you remember. I'm going to be updating this like once or twice a week. Anytime I reach a certain milestone or a certain accomplishment, I'm definitely going to go in there and check that little slider and update this. Now, one thing I forgot to mention real quick. For example, you can go in here and you can edit this to whatever you want. You can delete what I wrote. This is just the stuff that I'm interested in, all the metaphysical stuff. You can edit this to say whatever you want to say. Like I'm going to delete this and we'll just write, this is just for the sake of the demo, but we'll put testing. And now when you go in there, it'll say what you have as a description for that particular category. Okay. And if you're wondering like why I'm not getting into all of these, like, well, why aren't you describing what's in here? Like, why it says having food, water filter, supplies. Like, I went over all of this in the other video. Um, this is just a continuation of that video. So actually, before I end this, and sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm new here. Bear with me. By the way, my name is Tony. This is a finance channel. I talk about business and mostly focus on product development. So, yeah. Um, Before I get out of here, I just want to say if you guys have any suggestions or any feedback on this app, feel free to comment down below. And this video that I'm mentioning, if you haven't watched it already, this is like part one of this video. This is what you just watched is a continuation of the first video, and I explained to you in detail why I chose these 10 categories. So if you want to go deeper on those 10 categories, watch this video right here, and I'll explain to you the logic, and I'll explain to you why these are, in my opinion, the most important and how I define success. I'll see you in that next video. Take care.